Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we'll be looking at some mods that kept a video game franchise alive. We'll be excluding games like Dota 2 as it's a sequel to a mod. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Deus Ex Revision.
The commander's not much of a soldier. He'll surrender right away. I don't see anyone waving a white flag.
A revised version of the original Deus Ex Revision is a mod by s.t.a.l.k.e.r. Revision has a whole host of improvements to the Cyberpunk series' first entry. These include UI and bug fixes, as well as updated graphics and an all-new soundtrack. There are also entirely new game modes that alter the playing experience, some of which have new weapons and abilities or pit the player against hordes of enemies, though there's still a plainer update to the original game if that's your cup of tea. Project Nevada. Oh look, another Fallout New Vegas mod. Fair enough, there's a million of them. What separates Project Nevada from the pack is its mix and match modules. The base version the others are built on adds more traditional FPS features that weren't in the original game, like bullet time and dynamic crosshairs. From there are also modules that can add cybernetic enhancements, new and better equipment, and rebalancing the game as a whole, or all three. If you're sick of mods that give you a bunch of features you like and some you don't, Project Nevada provides a good amount of customization options. s.t.a.l.k.e.r. If you're running short on bubblegum but are still up for kicking ass, this mod may be for you. s.t.a.l.k.e.r. is a source port for Duke Nukem 3D and upgrades the graphics of the PC Classic while also allowing for a smoother frame rate. This, along with the numerous fixes to bugs and other improvements to the game's interface, will have you feeling like you're playing the best version of the FPS legend. Actively developed by fans of the original game for years, this is the king of Duke Nukem 3D mods, and we gotta hail to the king, baby.
Hail to the king, baby.
Project M. Super Smash Bros. Melee is still a widely played fighting game in tournaments, and part of that is down to its successor, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, not living up to its predecessor. Some fans created a mod, Project M, in the hopes of rectifying that. Project M modifies the interface and game mechanics of Brawl to help it feel as fast and responsive as Melee does, for example, removing its floaty physics and, that terrible tripping mechanic. The individual characters have also received balancing tweaks to help make weaker ones more viable and broken ones less overpowering. While development has been halted, the mod still has many fans. VTMB unofficial patch. Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines, was not a success at the time of its release, but since then, its branching story paths, variety of gameplay options and playstyles, and ambition have made it a cult favorite. However, its many glitches and technical issues have held it back from being anything more than a flawed niche game. Thanks to this unofficial patch, which fixes bugs and includes new content left out of the original game, like more levels, items, storylines, graphical improvements, and much more, Bloodlines gains more of the respect and attention it deserved, which may have helped contribute to the recent announcement of a sequel.
Theirs. Ours.
Stalker, Lost Alpha. A mod turned full-blown fan remake, Stalker Lost Alpha takes Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl and does its best to smooth the edges of this beloved but flawed survival horror FPS. Although received well enough upon release, Stalker: Shadow of Chernobyl has bugs galore, and its initial release was not as smooth or as polished as its alpha promised, hence the name. Lost Alpha attempts to rectify these bugs, and while not entirely successful, it's certainly closer to the game's original promise. Not only that, but many of the game's levels have been redesigned, with some new additions too, helping maintain interest in a franchise that's been mostly dead since 2010. Morrowind Overhaul.
Not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
Bethesda games are practically made to be modded, since there are often little things like bugs or graphical deficiencies that players dislike about the base games. Yet, diving into the many individual mods can be daunting, which is why Morrowind Overhaul is so appealing. As the name suggests, Overhaul overhauls the graphics and audio of the game en masse and enhances them all to the point where they're nearly up to modern standards.
Continue through to the next building and talk to s.t.a.l.k.e.r.
It probably won't be the Morrowind experience that you remember playing, it'll probably be better, and it just might give you something to tide you over until The Elder Scrolls 6 comes out.
You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Brutal Doom.
Yes.
You could argue that every Doom is Brutal Doom, but this particular one is a mod of the original PC game, and it also really lives up to its name. Brutal Doom raises the game's famed violence up to 11, featuring more blood, gore, and violent actions, adding interactive kill animations like the modern Doom, as well as more weapons, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. All this on top of the improved graphics and frame rate, and this is one old game you'll definitely want to polish off and try again. Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.